Hello, period 10. I'm happy to hear this is the start of a new type of learning. What I'm going to do today is review every type of problem that would be on your quiz, and I'm also posting the quiz that I would have given you. I asked for your quiz that you honestly try it yourself, which means you take 10 minutes. Make sure you time yourself. You have 10 minutes, it's 5 problems. Try your best you can and all by yourself. I'm not grading the test or the quiz like a normal quiz. I'm just giving it pass fail, kind of like any other assignment. What does pass fail mean, by the way? If you do it and if you do it on time and if you do enough of the work, I'll pass you. If you don't do it, I'll fail you. That's what pass fail means. So right now, what we're going to do is just practice the type of each problem that's on the quiz. So first let's start with this, which is an addition of two polynomials. So when we do addition of two polynomials, we got to combine like terms. So I like underlining to indicate what are my like terms. So for example, 3x squared and 11x squared, because they're both x squared, they're the same term. So then I could just take the numbers in front, the constants, and add them. So 3 plus 11, it is 14x squared. 6x minus 4x. So then this is 6x, so 1x to the 1 power, and negative 4x, which is x to the 1 power. So 6 plus negative 4. So 6 plus negative 4, that's going to be 2x, because 6 plus negative 4 is the same as 6 minus 4. And then we have negative 10, so no x's, and 1, no x's. So when we have that, we're going to just add the constant numbers normally. So negative 10 plus 1, so negative 10 plus 1 ends up being negative 9. So your answer for this one is 14x squared plus 2x minus 9. Okay, so let's do a subtraction one. Now, 8x to the third, so I'm going to point that out. First, 8x to the third, this is 7x to the second, this is 6x, this is a negative 3. There is no other x to the third. So since there's no other x to the third, it's kind of like doing x to the third minus 0. So 8x to the third minus 0 doesn't change the value. So your first number is 8x to the third. Let's go to the next one. 5x squared. Well, there's a 7x squared here. So 5x squared minus 7x squared. 5 minus 7, that's going to be negative 2x squared. We have a 10 here with a constant, and we have a negative 3 here. So 10 minus negative 3. So that's 10 minus negative 3. I apologize for the noise. The garbage truck is outside. 10 minus negative 3. That is going to be, since it's 10 minus negative 3, that's going to add. So 10 plus 3, double negative add, so that is 13. Notice over here, so I used all the numbers on this one, but over here, 6x never got used. 6x never got used. So this is kind of saying 0 minus 6x. So when you say 0 minus 6x, you end up with a 0 minus 6x. That's a negative 6x. All right. And I didn't ask you to do this when we're in class, but just to write it in the correct order, you want to make it the biggest exponent down to the smallest. So x cubed is the biggest exponent, then x squared, then 6x, then 13. Either answer is correct for me, but just should know that this is the proper way on the bottom. Now we're going to do some distribution. So we got 7x times 6x plus 3. So when I do that, I have to distribute to both. So 7x times 6x is going to be, first I do the constants or the normal numbers normally. So 7 times 6 is 42. X times x is x squared. So 7x times 3 is going to be normal numbers. Oh, x times x. So x to the first times x to the first becomes 2x, so x squared, okay? Then 7x times 3 is going to be plus 7 times 3 is 21x. At that point, there's nothing I could do. I'm done. I can't combine like terms or anything like that, so I'm happy with that. All right, so now we call this foiling. I call it either a longer distribution, or you can use the box method. I'm going to do the arrow method in particular. Actually, I'll do both methods. Let me do both methods, okay? Just to make sure we know it. So first one, let me do the arrows. So that's 2x, 3x, 2x, 5. So 2x times 3x is, let me put it over here. And hopefully, yeah, this is on the camera. So that's 6x squared. 2x times 5 is plus 10x. So then we got 6 times 3x, that's 18x. And then we got 6 times 5, which is just 30. All right, we're going to combine some like terms, so like 10 and 18. So 6x squared plus 28x plus 30. At that point, I cannot simplify anymore. Now to do the box method, I'm going to do the same thing with the same problem. So now this one, I'm going to just make it into a box. And I'll put my outsides here. So 2x and 6 and 3x and 5. So the only thing the box does differently from the arrows, it just helps you visualize what's being multiplied. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared. And you'll get messed up. Like I've seen sometimes people forget to put all the arrows. So make sure what method you use, you're doing for every multiplication. And you could check. There's 2 terms here and there's 2 terms here. So you should have 4 multiplications. 2 times 2 is 4. If it was 3 terms here and 2 terms here, you'll have 6 multiplications because 3 times 2 is 6. But let's continue. So that's 6x squared. 6 times 3x is 18x. 2x times 5 is 10x. And then 6 times 5 is 30. So, just like the situation before, and I'm just going to hold the camera a little bit, it's 6x squared plus 18x plus 10x plus 30. Combine like terms. Final answer is 6x squared plus 28x. You can see on the left of the screen, plus 30. So either method's okay with me. I'm happy with either. I saw from your homeworks that you submitted on Friday that you did both methods. All right, we're at the last 2. The first one is a special case one where they're exactly the same sign and same numbers. So usually it's written as 2x plus 3 squared. So it's usually written as a squared. So just as a reminder, you cannot do 2x squared plus 9, or I guess 2 squared, x squared, 3 squared. That is incorrect. So let's do it the correct way. And we're going to rewrite this as 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. All right. Now, I could FOIL, but I'm going to use my shortcut. If you don't remember the shortcut, let me rewrite it for you. Ax squared plus 2ab x plus b squared, when the equation is ax plus b all to the second power. Oh, there's a little bit out of the camera. Let me just move that. So I'm going to do that. A squared. So a is 2 in this case, so that is going to be 4x squared plus 2 times 2, because a is 2, times b, which is 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So 12x plus b squared. So b squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. So my answer is 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Now, if you use a previous method from the last question, you still should get the same answer. So you can check your work with using the previous method. The reason I show you this is when we get to factoring, this is going to be very important to know this. The last one, and my personal favorite one, is this type of special case when it's the same numbers but different signs. So we got 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 5. All right, so you could FOIL it out and something will happen. But let me just remind my old equation. So when I have ax plus b and ax minus b, I know the answer is going to be ax squared minus b squared. If you do use this method on your quiz, because I need you to show work because of the online situation, make sure just to write this part right here, just so I know you used that right away. If you foil, then I'll see your work for foiling, but if you did this, write at least a squared x squared minus b squared. Okay, so a is 2 in this case, so that's 2 squared, so that's 4x squared minus 5, so 5 is b, so 5 times 5 is 25. My answer is done. Again, it feels easier just to foil and not remember a special case, but trust me, you just want to be familiar with this because it'll be important when it comes to factoring. I think that's all my questions for today. So just keep washing your hands, don't touch your face, be careful, keep your social distancing. And for the quiz, as I said, it is posted. I want you to try your honest best. Take your 10 minutes, just be quiet room, 10 minutes. Just try it yourself, get your calculator. You're allowed to use a calculator. And see how well you do. I'll post the answer sheet for the quiz after it's due. I haven't decided what time it's due yet, so make sure you do that and have a wonderful day.